Did you know that Japan is home to more than 90,000 people who've crossed the incredible milestone of 100 years? Imagine that, an entire city made up of centenarians, sharper and more mobile than many 50-year-olds elsewhere. Compare that to the United States, where billions vanish every year into gym memberships, high-tech supplements, and glossy fitness apps. And yet, despite all the effort, chronic pain, creaky joints, and fading memories sneak up on most people after middle age. So what's going on here? Why do the Japanese seem to age with grace while the rest of us are racing against the clock? The answer isn't hiding in a sushi roll, and it isn't just in their DNA either. When scientists from Harvard and Stanford studied Japan's oldest citizens, people well into their hundreds, still lively, still independent, they stumbled on something unexpected. It wasn't their diet. It wasn't even how they exercised. The secret was tucked away in 6 tiny daily habits, so ordinary that Western doctors once laughed them off as trivial. But brain scans, balance tests, and long-term studies told a very different story. And here's the jaw-dropper. One of these moves, practiced for only 2 minutes a day, was linked to adding 7 extra years of life. So, if you're feeling stiffness in your knees, catching yourself forgetting names, or noticing your reflexes slow just a bit, don't scroll away. What you're about to hear could transform the way you move through the second half of your life. No gym memberships, no sweat-soaked clothes, just ancient, almost hidden habits that the Japanese have quietly woven into daily life. Ready? Let's begin.
First up, the art of slow walking, or sampo. Forget the power walking you see at the park. Headphones blasting, arms pumping. This is the opposite. Sampo is a deliberate, meditative stroll. You walk at half your usual pace, syncing your steps with your breath. 2 steps in as you inhale, 2 steps to hold, 4 steps to exhale. Simple, right? Yet this gentle rhythm brings your cardiovascular and nervous systems into harmony, clears your head, lowers blood pressure, and sharpens balance. In fact, a decade-long study from Kyoto University showed that seniors who practice sampo daily had arteries as supple as people 20 years younger. Every step, rolled from heel to toe, awakens all 33 joints in the foot, sending messages straight to the brain, retraining balance and coordination where age usually erodes it. And the best part? You don't need a gym or special shoes, just a patch of grass or a quiet dirt path. Try it for 10 minutes. No rush, no pounding pavement. Just you, your breath, and the earth beneath your feet. Next comes something almost whimsical, radio taiso. Picture this. Every morning at 6:30 sharp, a gentle piano tune floats out of radios across Japan. It's not news, it's not weather, it's the signal for a nation to rise and move. Office workers, school kids, retirees, all swaying, bending, stretching together in a 3-minute dance that's been around since 1928. 13 flowing stretches, no sweat required. Think arm circles, side bends, gentle knee lifts, done with grace, not grit. Studies show seniors who do this ritual every day suffer fewer falls, less back pain, and keep their hips and shoulders supple into their 80s. Why? Because it lubricates the joints with synovial fluid, the body's natural oil, keeping stiffness at bay. 3 minutes, barefoot in your kitchen, pajamas on, and you've already invested in your mobility for decades to come. Do it right after waking and you'll supercharge your body's natural growth hormones, making every stretch twice as effective. It's not exercise, it's renewal disguised as a morning routine.
Now let's move to something you almost never see in the West, but is as common as sipping tea in Japan, the deep squat rest. Picture walking through a park in Tokyo. Elders in their 70s or 80s sitting comfortably in a deep squat, heels flat on the ground, back straight, chatting away, reading newspapers, even trimming bonsai trees. Meanwhile, in much of the Western world, most people over 50 can't hold that position for more than a few seconds if they can get into it at all. Why? Chairs. We've engineered away one of the body's most natural positions. But in Japan, squatting isn't exercise, it's just living. And therein lies the power. A 12-year study of thousands of seniors revealed a startling truth. Those who could sink into a deep squat and stay there had up to a 70% lower chance of ever needing assisted living. Their hips stayed open, their knees strong, their independence intact.
Squatting decompresses the spine, strengthens the pelvic floor, nourishes ankle mobility, and works every joint through its full range. Try it yourself. You'll feel it immediately. Start by squatting near a wall or sturdy chair for support. If your heels pop up, slide a rolled towel underneath them. Hold for 20 seconds, then 30, then slowly build. It's not a stretch. It's your body remembering its original resting posture, one that restores and realigns you without fancy equipment. Once you reclaim it, you'll never want to settle for a stiff chair again. From the ground, let's rise to something deceptively simple: standing on one leg. Yes, balance. In Japan, doctors sometimes prescribe this instead of pills. 1 minute per leg, twice a day. Sounds silly? A long-term study from Fukuoka University followed over 12,000 older adults, and the numbers are hard to ignore. 68% fewer hip fractures, 75% fewer fall-related hospitalizations, and even bigger brains. You heard that right. Brain scans showed greater gray matter volume in areas tied to coordination and balance. Each micro-adjustment your body makes when standing on one leg keeps not only your core, ankles, and hips awake, but it lights up the brain like fireworks. The Mayo Clinic even suggests balance on one leg predicts longevity more reliably than cholesterol or blood pressure.
Here's how to start. Stand near a wall or counter, lift one foot just an inch or two, breathe normally, and focus your gaze on something steady. Begin with 20 seconds. Work toward a full minute. Too easy? Try closing your eyes or standing on a folded towel for an extra challenge. Many Japanese elders even practice while brushing their teeth, turning a daily chore into a quiet act of brain training. Over time, you can add slow head turns or gentle arm movements to force your body and brain to adapt in real time. Think of it as sharpening your reflexes and rewiring your neural circuits while doing something as ordinary as getting ready for bed. And then comes one of the most underrated movements of all, the act of sitting down on the floor and rising back up. Sounds humble, almost laughably simple, but Japanese culture is steeped in it. They eat on the floor, drink tea on the floor, even watch TV there, which means they get up and down dozens of times a day. For Westerners, this single movement often reveals the truth about aging. A massive study out of the University of Tsukuba tracked more than 10,000 people, and here's what they found. Those who could sit down and rise back up without using their hands weren't just stronger, they lived longer. They had sharper cognition, greater flexibility, and better overall health markers. And the mortality rates? Dramatically lower over the next 6 years. This daily act isn't just physical, it's neurological. Getting down and up forces your brain and body to coordinate in real time. Balance, spatial awareness, motor planning, skills that fade silently with age unless we keep practicing. You can start small, kneel on a cushion or yoga mat, then rise using a chair for support if needed. Just 2 or 3 repetitions a day are enough to awaken muscles and pathways you didn't know were asleep. And here's a sobering thought. The day you can no longer rise from the floor is often the day you lose your independence. But the good news? You can train against that fate right now, one gentle practice at a time. Finally, we reach the most unassuming of all the movements, so modest you might laugh at first glance. It's called the towel twist. No heavy weights, no complicated poses, just you, a towel, and 2 minutes. Yet in Japan, this tiny ritual is whispered about by centenarians as their secret weapon. Some even say if they had to keep just one habit for life, this would be it. Here's how it looks. Hold a towel at shoulder height, arms stretched out. Grip it as if you're about to pull it apart, keeping gentle tension. Then, slowly twist your torso to one side while keeping your hips square and steady. Hold for a few seconds. Return to center. Twist to the other side. Repeat. That's it. But beneath the simplicity lies something profound. By maintaining constant tension on the towel, you wake up the deep stabilizing muscles, those hidden supporters of posture and balance that rarely engage in typical workouts. Brain scans show this move lights up both hemispheres of the brain at once, forging stronger connections, boosting coordination, sharpening memory, even speeding up reaction time. And the results aren't just theoretical. In a 20-year study of 15,000 Japanese elders, those who practiced this humble twist every day lived an average of 7 years longer than their peers. 7. Their grip strength remained firm enough to open jars and carry groceries well into their 90s. Their bone density measured decades younger, all from a towel and a couple of minutes. To get the most out of it, try the twist first thing in the morning to activate your system, and once more before bed to calm and reset. Think of it as bookends for your day, both energizing and restorative. No gym, no sweat, no excuses. Just you reclaiming control over how you age. Now, let's pause here, because while these 6 movements might sound like exercises, they're not meant to be. They're not workouts in the Western sense. They're rituals woven into life like brushing your teeth or brewing tea. And that's the real genius. In the West, fitness is often packaged as punishment. Burn calories, push harder, fight aging. But the Japanese elders don't fight age. They flow with it. Their goal isn't to sculpt abs or beat personal records. It's to stay mobile, clear-headed, and joyful, right up until their very last days. Safety, of course, comes first. If you're struggling with joint pain, poor balance, or you haven't moved much in years, don't let that stop you. These movements aren't about perfection, they're about persistence. Start by holding onto a wall, use cushions for comfort, or shorten the time. Listen to your body. Pain is not progress. Consistency is. Even 1 minute a day, one slow walk, one squat hold, one towel twist can begin rewiring your system back to what it was designed to do. And here's the truth. Aging well isn't about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. Imagine being in your 70s, 80s, even 90s, and still walking without fear of falling, still getting down on the floor to play with grandkids, still remembering names, stories, recipes, and songs. That's what these movements unlock. They keep the doors of independence wide open, while others quietly shut theirs too soon.
So here's the question. Do you need to pack up and move to Japan to unlock these secrets? Absolutely not. You don't need temples, tatami mats, or a bonsai garden. What you need is intention, a willingness to step away from the chair-bound, screen-heavy lifestyle and bring movement back into your daily rhythm. These 6 habits don't demand sweat or willpower. They don't ask for hours in the gym or piles of equipment. They ask for something much simpler: consistency and purpose. 15 minutes a day is all it takes, and even if 15 sounds daunting, start with 1 minute, 1 movement, 1 conscious choice. Because that's how transformation begins. And here's the irony. The Japanese elders who've made it past 90, 100, even 110, they're not chasing longevity. They're not obsessing over anti-aging potions or hacks. They're not trying to outwit time. They just want to live well, to savor tea with friends, to stroll under cherry blossoms, to tend a garden, to laugh with their families. The movements aren't about living forever. They're about living fully, clear in mind, steady in body, vibrant in spirit, for as long as life allows. That's a mindset shift we could all use. If you're just starting out, remember, progress is hidden in the small things. Choosing to squat for 30 seconds while waiting for the kettle to boil, balancing on one leg while brushing your teeth, lying a towel across your shoulders for a gentle twist before bed. These aren't interruptions to life. They are life. Each tiny act is a deposit into your future independence account. Someday, those deposits will mean the difference between needing help and living freely, between shuffling carefully down a hallway and striding confidently into the world.
And here's another truth. Aging isn't the enemy. It's not something to fight. It's something to embrace wisely. Our bodies are meant to adapt, to move, to grow even as the years stack up. The tragedy is not that we grow older. The tragedy is when we stop moving, stop challenging, stop flowing.
Chairs, cars, and endless screens trick us into forgetting what our bodies already know. These 6 habits are reminders. They're an invitation to return home to the way humans were meant to move and live. So ask yourself, which of these calls to you? Is it the slow, mindful rhythm of Sampo, the communal joy of radio taiso, the grounded strength of deep squatting, the surprising brain boost of standing on one leg, the independence test of rising from the floor, or the quiet power of the towel twist? Pick one, start today, and let that choice ripple forward into tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Because the real secret isn't hidden in Japan, it's hidden in you, in the decision to move with purpose, to honor your body with small rituals of care, to trade the illusion of fighting age for the truth of living well. And one day, years from now, when you find yourself sharp, steady, and smiling, you'll know that it all began with one simple movement. So tell me, what's the first step you'll take?